Dawn, are you ready to go?
Yes. Okay. We will call the um, May 13th Select Board Licensing meeting to order. I believe that there are three of us present.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, Dawn Holgate Chair, and we've got Malcolm McNabb and Brooke Moore. And Matt Fee just joined.
Okay, so we've got four. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to navigate my screen here and blow it up a little bit. Um, we have two announcements. Amy, do you want to make those announcements?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, and I'll have a third one too as well. I just wanted to give an FYI here, an update on some new law changes coming off of COVID, as we had talked about before, possibly getting extended. So the ABCC has created an M.G.L 138, Chapter 12 and a half, which is reference to the sale of alcoholic beverages to go. As you know, during COVID, on-premise licenses were allowed to sell alcoholic beverages, beer, wine, and mixed drinks with food orders. Now, the state has signed this into law. However, it's only limited to mixed drinks that are prepared on site. So this applies only to on-premise licenses, clubs, restaurants, and such that have a food service permit to sell distilled spirits, cordial liquors, or alcoholic beverages that are mixed drinks for off-premise consumption. And it has to be with a purchase of at least one item of food prepared on site sufficient to serve one individual. So I included the text of it, and we'll send that to all of the licensees. But one thing I want to note is that it does not include a sale of bottles of beer or bottles of wine. It can include beer and wine if they are part of the drink that is mixed on site. Those drinks must be given in sealed containers. If there's any holes, again, for straws and such, those must be sealed as well. We had some issues with that during COVID. However, this is just going to be for those mixed drinks. And people taking those away must keep those in the trunk. That's part of the law, things of that sort. So again, we'll share this with these on-premise licensees and the limitations of that as well.
Brooke?
Amy, when it says the purchase of at least one food item, is that one food item per drink?
That seems to be yes. So
Okay.
And there's limitations as well. I didn't want to get into the different sizes, but they also include the actual size of the drinks, the volume that a customer is limited to 64 fluid ounces per transaction. So there's different levels here too for them to follow as well. If they are doing deliveries for their restaurant, they will need a separate state transportation license that they get through the ABCC that package stores have and others that do deliver alcoholic beverages. So that will be required for them as well. There's a couple other things here too as well. Can't be placed after 12 a.m., things of that sort. So it gets into those very specifics as well. So it gives a little bit of a leeway for them. And again, this transaction needs to be on the same receipt. I've watched drinks be bought over the counter to go separately. It needs to be the same receipt. And that's what the compliance checks will look for, whether us or the ABCC. So that is there. If no other questions, I'll go on to the second part of this.
Yes, please.
Thank you. So the ABCC is allowing for us to continue with local approval of outdoor spaces, which three of which we're looking for today. The ABCC, we will still report that and sign off to the ABCC, and they will conduct compliance checks on what we do give them. However, the local boards will be, just as we were during COVID, the ones making the decision on all these outdoor premises, whether it be sidewalks, patios, parking lots of such. You will be the main decision makers as far as outdoor service areas moving forward. They will not weigh in on that as well. So moving forward, we'll do that. And those that are applying today may look for a relief in the ABCC fee because this came down as they were applying for these. We didn't expect this one. This was a bonus. So any questions there? Okay, and lastly, if I may just give a heads up on this week, we see the wine festival coming back. We're still in the process of working with them on final permits. The health department just issued 86 total food service permits. We're in the 30+ category. We're meeting with them today. And I just want to say that my main theme with them is that this is the license of the White Elephant and other establishments. They are not taking over the license, so any violations or issues is on the licensee itself. Our main areas of concern that we're talking about is security, check-ins, the pouring size. This is a wine tasting. There are legal pouring sizes that need to be adhered to. Bottles of wine cannot just be handed out because distributors don't want to take them away at the end of the event. That happens a lot that we see. And then also, obviously, the ramp at White Elephant needs to be clear at all times, and they need to have staff there to make sure that all the folks getting their boats in this weekend can do so without disruption. So those are the main tenets. If we have any issues or just a report in general, will come to you likely in the June meeting. So I don't know if there's any questions on that at all. We're good. Okay. That is it for announcements. We'll move on to the next. Oh, we don't hear you, Dawn.
There we go.
There you go.
Next up, we have licensing and petitions, license holder requests. Number 1, request for approval of application for liquor license change of manager from Sergio Jimenez Orozco to Catherine May.
Mary.
I'm sorry, Catherine Mary Asthalter for Andre Associates LLC. I'm sorry if I'm butchering people's names. DBA, the summer house for premises located at 17 Ocean Avenue.
Great. So the first two are 2 licenses, same owner, both Summer House and Summer House Bistro. And I'll say, obviously, we've gone back and forth and had some struggles in the past and getting this license up to compliance. And I'd say that Katya, we met last week. She's lovely. I feel very good. She has a long history on Nantucket and Sconset in general with her family, and has done events for this facilities in the past. And we had a very long discussion about liquor laws and different expectations and history. And I feel very good about this change. I have also committed to providing a reporting form for her for all the conditions for the licenses. And all the licensees that you put conditions on, so that we have better reporting of those and the neighbors are informed as well. I think that will be important, but I just want to say that we very much support this change, and so far have a great working relationship. So look forward to that continuing.
Any questions? Brooke?
I just want to make sure that there's a really good communication channel between the neighbors and you, Katya, is it? So that any issues come up, that you're able to respond really quite immediately.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
That is of the utmost importance to me. 100%. Communication is key.
Yep, and we feel good. We've already had in-person meeting and discussion. And again, I committed to making it easier for them to report so that I can communicate with neighbors, attorneys, and things of that sort that are involved in this issue at this time. So again, feel good about this for this year.
Is there a motion?
I'll move approval. It's Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Is there a second?
Brooke will second.
Okay, all those in favor by roll call. Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fahey,
Aye.
Don Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously.
Good
Next,
luck.
Thank you.
thank you.
Good seeing you all.
Thank you.
Next up, number 2, request for approval of application for liquor license change of manager for 16 Ocean Avenue, same.
I'll
For the
move
Beachside
approval.
Bistro.
It's Matt.
Brooke will
Move
second.
approval.
Okay, all those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
Don Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you. Next up, we have number 3, request for approval of application for liquor license change of manager from Robert K. Blair to Dunadel Daryoush for 1 Sparks Avenue LLC, Rotary Fish for premises located at 1 Sparks Avenue.
Thank you. And as you know, we just went through the new liquor license application for this location. Upon those discussions, we, although Mr. Blair, one of the owners, is certainly qualified, we wanted to make sure that someone who was actually present and on site, all the time would be named the manager so that we can work with. Dunadel here is someone we've worked with a lot and love, and we were just talking before this, the location itself looks great with a new fence up. That was appreciated as well. That kind of encloses that area. So we just needed to make this official change because when we talked about it, it was too late. And the state just sent approval for this liquor license this morning as we sat here. So we will add that liquor license number to this as well. And yep, I think this is a great change, and he knows how to get things done. So we're looking forward to it.
Okay, any questions, Matt?
I'll move approval.
Is there a second?
Brooke
Second.
second.
Okay. All those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
Don Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you. See you soon.
Thank
Take care.
you. Next up, we have our licensing and petitions public hearings. The first one, public hearing to consider public assembly application for the Stargazer Gala sponsored by M.G.L Association on Thursday, July 25th, 2024 at 278 Polpis Road. Amy?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
And the public hearing is open.
Thank you. So as you mentioned, this is another public assembly application. Again, public assemblies for public events 250 or more. This location, and M.G.L did have an event at this location last summer, thinking it was going to be below that number. They're looking to have more, possibly up to 350. This is a residential neighborhood. We did receive a complaint and a call from a neighbor. As you can see from the map, it's not a lot of neighbors, one specific abutter, and that abutter was notified. I did speak with her. She's unable to be here today. But, there was concern of some of that. And again, in a lot of these, it's just a neighbor not knowing something's going on, and then these things pop up. So just need to make sure we go through this process. One thing, and I'll let, I think, Joanna here describe what this is. In addition to a public assembly permit, which includes a pouring permit, they are requesting a noise waiver per Chapter 101. So looking to have the entertainment until 10:30 p.m. So I would ask them to describe why it is they would need that, and you can make that determination within the public assembly.
Excuse me, noise waivers I thought were usually done separately, and they need to be advertised as such, like on the agenda.
Well, it's part of a public assembly application. So if we start separating these and having multiple hearings on one event would be difficult. So I don't know.
I'm actually going to agree with Erica on this. I think that we do all the noise waivers at Wednesday night meetings with notice of just that request.
Okay.
So I think we do have to separate them.
Okay. The notice did include it to the neighbor as far as that was concerned.
Did the ad include it?
The ad,
Did not.
don't think so, no.
Yeah, so we're going to have to advertise it. And I really do think that that noise waivers should come up on Wednesdays. Unless the board feels different, the rest of the board feels differently, that you want to do it at these.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree as well.
Okay.
So we'll just separate that out and we'll talk about the public assembly part.
Okay. Well, it's in July, so that's fine. We still have time for that. So I'll see if Joanna, if you want to make any comments on the event itself.
Sure. I mean, I think most of you probably know this is our, singularly biggest fundraiser for the year that supports a large portion of our operating revenue. The event went perfectly last year without any incident. Just want to make sure that we are following the rules. That's why we did the permitting. I'm aware of the neighbor who is opposed to this, spoken to her several times. There appears to be a personal issue between her and the people who own the property where the party is that I have no influence over that. But certainly respect her and her opinions and have assured her, as we did last year, that everything would be fine. So, and it was.
Okay, this is a public hearing? Aside from board questions, is there anyone else here to speak on this? Okay, I'm seeing no. Board, any questions or a motion to close? Oh, Matt?
Yeah, I have a question. Why 10:30 and not 10? I think the next one we have coming up is 10 o'clock. Why is the request till 10:30?
I can tell you that because it takes a while to load the people onto the property, right? So even though we start at 6 o'clock, the group of people doesn't really get there until like 7 by the time they're all parked and into the party. So and to start at 5 is just too early, right? So that's why. I mean, we have a presentation in the middle, and so our goal is to have the band start playing at 8:30, right? And so that way 10:30 is over, right? That's our goal.
Okay, Matt, any follow-up, or does someone want to close the public hearing?
I'll move to close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second that.
All those in favor by roll call: Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. Is there any further board discussion on this, Matt?
I have another question for Joanna, or maybe for Amy. Does this property have any other events at all during the summers?
No.
Not that we've received any requests for, no.
All right, good. Because I feel okay with it, but if we find that there are properties that are doing multiple and subjecting the neighbors to multiple things, then I think we should be sort of aware of that and be thinking about it. So I'm fine with this.
Amy?
Thank you. I'll just follow up, absolutely agree. And there are some limitations, like since if they're using a tent and things of that sort, that we have limitations on for private properties as well. So we have a couple little checks and balances on that area too as well, but agree, we would, and that's why we bring these public assemblies for these large events forward, so that we can track that.
Just a further question while we're on it, it is even under 250, even 100 to 250 is a pretty large event, and so I think I'm not sure what oversight we have, if there's a property that's doing it constantly in that range, so I think can you answer that?
Amy?
Yes, sir. Especially if it's public of any kind, they are usually going to have entertainment and or liquor, which any sort of public requires a pouring permit. Even if it's a caterer has a caterer's liquor license, if it's a public event, if it's advertised, if it's ticketed, it needs to be a pouring permit. So those are ways that we do that. And we do report those now to the state as well. So we can bring those forward as consent items to you as well to see kind of what we're looking at and what we're getting in that respect. So yes, there are different areas to do that.
Brooke?
Yeah, I agree with Matt that I would love to be very careful that we're not allowing multiple events at single properties over the summer, that the impact on a neighborhood is not more than it should be. So
Yeah.
Correct. And I'll reach out to the building as well to make sure that we're seeing the tent rule, which I think is 4 a certain number of days, not maximum 9 days, a tent is on a property as well. And I'll say in this one too, because of the location, they are able to park the vehicles within the property. They've hired a valet as well so that things don't back up. There'll be a police detail so it doesn't back up. So they've considered that as well. that's another big one sometime in these neighborhoods is transportation and how these people are getting in and out. So they've addressed that as well in their application.
Brooke?
So I would move approval, accepting the request for the entertainment license, the entertainment time exception.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second.
All those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Next up,
Thank you.
thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thanks.
Next up, we have a public hearing to consider public assembly application for Dream Big, sponsored by Nantucket Dreamland on Sunday, July 28th, 2024 at 30 Devon Street.
Great, thank you. Similar type of application. They did have a similar event at this location last year. We did receive 2 noise complaints at the time in 2023. Again, this is going above the 250 person threshold. I do not have history of anything at this address for something else, and I'll leave it to Alicia to kind of go over that as well. They also have considered parking management. Valley of America will provide their services as well. So they worked with the Housing Authority for designated lot for that as well, and then they will be transported to the location in Cranberry Transportation. So, and there is no noise waiver request. They are just concluding promptly, as she says in her letter, at 10 p.m. So I will leave it to Alicia if she's anything else to add for that.
Alicia?
Hi, good morning, everybody. I don't have anything else to add. Amy covered the details, but I'm happy to answer any questions and to echo what Joanna said, as everybody here, I believe, knows that this is the Dreamland's annual fundraiser, which was held in the same location last year. So thank you for your consideration.
I'm guessing the questions are going to be similar, that are there any other big events planned at this location? And I would actually just add one to that is the Dreamland itself, it has a pretty large venue. Why the switch from holding it kind of in-house to needing to have it out in Tom Nevers at a private residence?
Over the years, since I've been with the organization, we've done both. We've gone from private home to the building. And if anyone here has attended the events in the Dreamland, they make me a little nervous. They're very congested with the type of space that we have between the main theater and the second floor. With the number of guests that we've had, we really kind of get close to our occupancy. So we try to change that up every couple of years. And this is one of the years that we've decided to host off-site.
Oh, do you know if there are other events planned at this location?
Oh, thanks, Don. No, not to my knowledge. This is a new property as of last year, so there's no other events to my knowledge that are being hosted.
And have you addressed anything with do you know who made the noise complaints, and have those kind of been addressed with those neighbors, or do they know that it's being planned again, Amy?
Yes, you know, I think it was just similar to, it wasn't past a noise ordinance, so it was a unexpected, they didn't know about it, and I think we addressed that with the Dreamland, and the notification for this, again, this helps in that situation. So they weren't past any noise ordinance or anything of that sort. It was just a what's going on kind of thing in a new location. So
Okay.
I feel like we have addressed that, and especially now being public, so that helps.
Brooke, did you still have a question?
I was just curious whether organizations, and Alicia, obviously you can't answer for anyone else, but do you offer comp tickets to immediate abutters ever on these types of events? It's just an idle question I have.
It's a great question, Brooke. Yes. So the short answer is yes. In years past, when we were on Maxi Pond Road, we certainly offered a ticket to the abutting neighbors. It is something we've discussed for this year as well. We have put personal notes in their mailboxes as well. We did that last year. And of course, with the public notification, that should help cover it as well.
Good practice.
Erica?
I just had a question on the map that was in the packet. This is the Nantucket Housing Authority property that was in the packet, and I'm not sure where the address of where the event is being held.
So the address, Erica, is 30 Devon Street.
Is that around here?
I believe it's down, it's going to be down the road a bit. That is where the parking is going to be provided. I don't see.
Oh, this
I mean,
is for parking.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought this was showing where the event was being located. Okay.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak on this? Kevin Cummings?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes, we can
Okay.
hear you.
And I would like to say that everything was handled very well last year. And, I just wanted to voice the neighbors, was very, the information, it stopped timely, and it was just a very good event, and I'm glad that they're having it again. So I just wanted to support it as a neighbor.
Good to hear. Thank you.
Okay.
If there's no one else, does someone want to close the public hearing?
Motion to close the public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second,
Any further discussion? All those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Any further discussion before we make a motion to approve?
I'll move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Good luck.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Next up, we have a public hearing to consider an application for alteration of premise amendment for annual all alcoholic beverages restaurant license for 20 Broad Street LLC, DBA Dune, Michael Getter, manager, for premises located at 20 Broad Street. I'll open that public hearing and turn it over to you, Amy.
Thank you very much. So this application is to resume sidewalk seating at the Dune location. They did have that during COVID for 6 tables on the sidewalk. I believe I included a photo of that. So Mr. Getter is just looking to add that to his license and continue using that. It's 6 tables at his location. It's a very wide part of the sidewalk. He has, as you can see, 4 of those tables alongside the street side, and he was able to put two tops along the building. In that sense, it's obviously one of the better sidewalks for this type of activity. You would have to, as I included, sign and have proper insurance for the town sidewalk property and pay additional fees for use of that property. So we'll take any questions from there.
Board questions? This is a public hearing. Is there, if anyone from the public is here to speak? Okay, if there's nothing, does someone want to make a motion to close the public hearing?
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Okay, all those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. What's the pleasure? Is there a motion?
I would move approval.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you very much. No need to speak.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
Next up, we have a public hearing to consider application for alteration of premises amendment for annual all alcoholic beverages restaurant license for Blazeworks LLC, DBA Pie Pizzeria, Maria C. Marley, manager, for premise located at 11 West Creek Road. I'll
Thank
open the
you.
public hearing.
Thank you. We have another outdoor request to permanently add for Pie Pizzeria, their 346 square foot outdoor patio that is directly attached to the building and is surrounded and covered. So all good there. So they'll be adding this permanently for outdoor seating and several tables out there as well. So permanent application for these tables.
And I'm Natalie Kaufman, so I represent the Marley's Blazeworks. So if you have any questions, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Brooke, did you have something?
Just as a reminder, Amy, when these tables are in use, they do not add to the seating, right? They're in lieu of some indoor tables, right? If they're over their occupancy limit,
Yeah.
right?
Since it's outside the envelope of the building, yes, it doesn't add
Okay.
to or affect that. Especially, we just need to make sure, obviously, exits and everything is clear. And in this case, it is. There's no interference with that. It's not a new build. It's part of their original building.
Okay. Any other questions? This is a public hearing. If anyone else is here to speak on this. Seeing none, can we close the public hearing? Is there a motion?
Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
and Holgate aye. That carries unanimously. Is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
and Holgate aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Number 5, public hearing to consider application for alteration of premise amendment for seasonal all beverage restaurant license for Crew Ac LLC, DBA Crew, Jane Stoddard manager for premise located at 49 Straight Wharf. I will open the public hearing. Amy?
Thank you so much. And our final outdoor seating addition for today is for Crew, adding 7 tables of 2 for a total of 14 seats alongside their building on the dock area, which is less than they had during COVID. So they're asking to add that permanently. It is alongside the building. They do have check-in and stuff for the restaurant prior to that. So they do have control of that area and entrance there as well. So we feel good with that and just adding this permanently for them.
Okay, any questions? This is a public hearing. If there is anyone here to speak. I'm not seeing any hands. Does someone want to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Malcolm, then Matt seconded. All those in favor, roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
and Holgate aye. That carries unanimously. If there's no further discussion, is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Okay, all those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
and Holgate aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you, Jane. You're all set. Next up, we have a public hearing to consider application for modification of an entertainment license for 38 Main Street LLC, DBA or the Whale, Emily Berger Kelly manager for premises located at 38 Main Street. I'll open the public hearing, Amy.
Thank you very much. So this request is for the patio area of Or the Whale at 38 Main Street. I included in the AIS history of why it was set at 9:30 p.m. This goes back to the previous licensee, Met on Main, receiving noise complaints. And at that hearing in 2016, it was pulled back to end at 9:30 p.m. Obviously, there's some abutting residences there, which actually the owners of this lived in for a while as well. So they were familiar with that. So that was done for them at that time. We feel that we've come to a point that it can be extended till 10 p.m. The noise ordinance is 10 p.m. So with them, they're trying to finish out their dinner service and not just cut it at 9:30, where someone can call a complaint in, but their neighbors can listen to, their radio out on the patio too. It doesn't quite go there. So I think it's only fair to extend that to 10 p.m. They have had a noise complaint in the past, one specific neighbor, and I know that they know that person, have directly talked to them as well. So our calls, we've gone to the calls and it hasn't been excessive noise. It's just been pushed past 9:30 p.m. Sometimes staff just, weren't aware of that. So our opinion is on this that it's, keeping it to the noise ordinance, at least 10 p.m. is only fair, and this situation would help them out on that area.
Okay, are there questions from the board? Brooke?
I'm just curious in the operation, the distinction between not having it and having it, and what that means to you guys. I've never worked in the business, so I'm just curious.
Hi, Jamie
Hi.
Nassam.
Go ahead. Jamie.
We serve, our kitchen is open until 10 p.m. Our patio, we seat our patio. Our last seating is 9:45. We want to create that environment of welcoming and, that vibe of enjoying yourself, listening to music, and kind of just enjoying the space. It can be a little bit awkward if it's silence, and we have kept it to 9:30. Everybody is aware since, that complaint, and we keep it still at a good level. It's not, it's not overly loud, even at 9:30 or 9 o'clock. So, we want to be good neighbors, but we also want to create a good environment. So if we could go to 10, that would be, with the rest of the town, it'd be great for our business and for ourselves.
Thank you.
Any other questions? This is a public hearing. If there's anyone else here to speak on this. I'm not seeing any. Do we want to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor by roll call? Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. If there's no further discussion, do we want to make a motion to approve?
I'm going to make a quick comment.
Yep.
I'm glad to hear that they've worked with the neighbor and sorted it out. This is one of the restaurants that is very, very close to other people, and there's a couple others, I think, that we've had over the years. It's not the same as running a restaurant in the middle of town, and so I think if they're aware and have worked it out, which clearly they have, if they had one complaint and didn't have it after, then I think that is a positive sign for me. So I support it.
Thanks,
Thank
Matt.
Was that a motion?
Yeah.
Is there a
I'll move
second?
approval.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor by roll call? Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you. You guys are all
Thank
set.
you.
Thank
Up
you.
forward to utility petitions. Public hearing to consider a utility petition from Verizon New England Inc. and National Grid Nantucket Electric Plan MA 2024-24 to relocate JO Pole 5/22 on Easton Street approximately 40 feet west of the current location to accommodate a driveway redesign on Easton Street. I'll open the public hearing. Are we hearing from N-Grid or Verizon?
Dawn Vonner is here from Verizon.
Yep, Dawn, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, so we were approached by the homeowner to relocate the pole 40 feet west of the current location so that they could due to a driveway redesign. So that's the only reason we're here, is to try and accommodate the homeowner's request. And as you can see by the posted plan there, that's exactly what's happening.
Any questions?
I think Sarah had her hand raised. Alger.
Oh, yes, Sarah?
Hi, I'm not sure you can hear me.
Yep, I can.
Okay, great. I represent the people at 26 Easton Street, which is the property to which this pole is being relocated. We just learned about this, and we'd really like an opportunity to see exactly where the pole is proposed to go on the ground, and also to potentially explore alternative locations if not undergrounding of this pole. It seems like an opportunity to put some poles underground, if that is at all. I have no idea if that's possible. We literally just learned about this when we got the notice of the public hearing. So we don't have a lot of information, but we do know that the current plantings and the location of our driveway don't really lend themselves to having this pole at the location that's shown on the plan. So if there was an opportunity to maybe continue this hearing and explore other possibilities and work cooperatively with the owners to find a mutually agreeable spot, we would love that opportunity.
Okay, I would support that. Brooke?
Yeah, I took a drive by there this morning, and my concern is that a move of 40 feet makes a really long stretch between where the new pole is and where it connects across the street. And I didn't know whether that could potentially be an issue. Just looking at the distances between the poles now, it really extends the distance quite a bit. And I also, the driveway is accessible where the pole is. I mean, I don't understand why they put it where they did. They potentially could have moved the driveway 2 feet farther west from where they placed it. Yeah, somebody needs to move. So I really don't understand and whether we accommodate these out of convenience versus necessity as a rule. But I would certainly favor continuing this hearing for more information.
Malcolm?
I agree. I think Sarah's client needs an opportunity to make an assessment of the impact on their property, and I would support continuation.
What's the date of our next licensing meeting? Do you have that handy, Erica?
June 10th, it should be.
So I'd love to hear a motion from someone to leave this public hearing open and continue it to June 10th.
So moved.
So moved.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. And Brooke seconded. All those in favor by roll call? Brooke Moore?
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb?
Aye.
Matt Fee?
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. So hopefully the parties can communicate offline.
Thank you. We'll work on that. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Sarah. Next up, oh, I just lost my agenda. Hang on.
Yeah, and just a comment while you're looking, Don.
Yeah.
For aesthetic and resiliency purposes, burying lines in that area is great if they can figure that out.
Yeah, burying lines anywhere is great. But I know it's very cost prohibitive. Okay, let's see. Next up. We have a public hearing to consider a utility petition for National Grid Nantucket Electric Company Plan 308-05097 to remove pole 6 and install handhold 6-1 and approximately 8 feet of conduit on Newtown Road. Is there someone from N-Grid speaking?
Tim Lyford is on.
Tim, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, go ahead.
Good morning. Tim Lyford, National Grid Electric, 100 East Ashland Street, Brockton. For this petition, as previously stated, National Grid is petitioning for one new handhole and approximately 8 feet of 1 3-inch conduit to be relocated on the side of Newtown Road in the vicinity of existing pole 6. And this is to relocate the existing overhead lines and that existing pole and services to existing pole 6 Newtown Road, and to accommodate the new bike path as well.
Erica?
I just wanted to note that this is a town-sponsored petition, as all its part is the Newtown Road reconstruction and bike path.
Thank you. Are there any board questions? This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on this? There are no attendees left, so I'm going to assume not. Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you.
Move
Next up,
approval?
yep. Is there a
Second.
second? All those
Sorry,
in
who
favor,
seconded that?
Matt.
Okay, thank you.
all those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Okay, then we have, we will open a public hearing to consider a joint utility petition from National Electric Company, National Grid, and Verizon New England, Plan 308-23195, to install one JO pole on Washington Street.
So for this second petition,
Mhm.
it is petitioning for one new pole to be located across the street from the existing line. And this is for new service to 34 Washington Street.
Okay, are there any questions, Erica?
I just wanted to know also that the town is the petitioner for this project, and it will be to add a new pole, but there is already, and I know our bylaw doesn't allow that, but there's already a pole on site that we are going to be taking down once this new pole is in place. So it's just swapping a new pole at a different location.
Matt?
I have a question. What is a JO pole as compared to a
Joint
pole?
owned. Jointly
Joint
owned.
All right, gotcha.
Are there any other questions? This is a public hearing. I don't think there's anyone here to speak. Does someone want to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
second? Okay, all those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. So we're done with number 9. We will open a public hearing under number 10 to consider a utility petition for National Grid Nantucket Electric Company, Plan 308-66274, to install approximately 160 feet. I just lost my agenda on York Street. It looks like 10 York Street. Are there questions? Who's presenting?
Sorry.
Is that Don Bonner? Or I can't hear.
Doesn't sound like it.
I think that's Tim.
Yeah, I think it was Don that popped there for a second. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we lost him, I think. Okay, go ahead.
So for this last petition, National Grid is petitioning for approximately 15 feet, not 160 feet. I'm not sure where that came from. 15 feet of 2 3-inch conduits across York Street from existing handhole 1-1 to proposed hole 1-2 to be located adjacent to number 10 York Street, and this is for new service to number 10.
And Tim, just so you know, the petition from National Grid actually says 160 feet.
Yeah, there's been a discrepancy on what needs to go in that area. So I will be having discussions with my coworkers to figure out the best way to put in that information. We will not be putting in 160 feet of conduit, just to clarify.
Okay, are there questions? Matt?
Yeah, so this is crossing the street, correct?
That's correct.
Will you be cutting the street or will you be going underground with this?
I believe this project is budgeted to cut the street.
And Matt, the street's already cut. there's been numerous cuts for this property already for sewer
Right.
and water. And there's an existing cut right at this location right now. Hopefully that means they didn't do the work ahead of time. And hopefully that's just left over from the sewer and water.
Right, so if they can use the existing and then when it's done, it's all repaired, yeah. I know it's a pretty well-traveled street. I just want to make sure when it's done, we aren't blowing up the new buses or anything with it.
Right.
And Phyllis at the DPW, who's our coordinator out there, is on top of the contractors who do the work, so
All right, good.
they get the roads put back together.
Brooke?
Yeah, I just want to make sure if there's multiple uses of the same cut, that there isn't any, they didn't prepare it correctly, so therefore it's a mess, and then nobody takes responsibility if it's not repaired properly, just as a comment. And the other thing that I've noticed on these petitions that it still says Board of Selectmen, and I would love if you could figure out how to go into your system and change to what we are currently called, which is the Select Board. Just as a
Yeah, that's a good note.
And I just want to point out too that it's always great to be able to use one road cut, but you have to have certain separation between power and also sewer and water. So we'll make sure that they get it closed up properly.
Do we have any idea when the next time York is slated to be repaved is?
No, I don't.
All right, does someone want to make a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
I'm
Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve for 15 feet.
Or maybe
second.
16, if that's what it was
Over
about.
16. Yeah. 16.
Okay, all those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
I'm
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you. I think
Thank you.
that, thank you. I think you guys are done and all we have left is adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor by roll call, Brooke Moore,
Aye.
Malcolm McNabb,
Aye.
Matt Fee,
Aye.
John Holgate, aye. That carries unanimously.
And
Thanks,
I'll just note that for the liquor items, I'll have all those signature pages for you at your meeting on Wednesday night to sign.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Thanks, Erica.
Thanks. Bye-bye.